Hello everybody and welcome to the Combe Racing League. This is Tier 2 at round 14. Just 2 rounds to go, but 4 drivers still in contention for the title. KXI is able to win the championship this race, theoretically, although he'll be hard pressed to do so. Even with a win, it will not be guaranteed. Steiny could finish second or third, although if KXI gets first and fastest lap, Steiny would have to finish second. But it's going to be a good one either way. Depending on how this ends, it may end up being a four-way battle going into the last race at Interlagos. So I know which driver I'm supporting, I'm going to keep quiet on that, but I'm just as much supporting a last race four-way battle. So I believe some drivers do have Q3 bans. I don't believe anyone has got a full qualifying ban. May be mistaken on that point though. Right, so we've got Rizifi going out on track. Seems to be the only driver for the moment. Oh, as is Super Chinese. Oh, I think this is his first race with us. Not a name I've seen before. I know him along with Nelu Safu and Cal Cohen are reserved in for this race. 3 reserves: Red Bull, Alfa Romeo and Ferrari. But the 4 drivers I will be spending a lot of this race keeping an eye on are 4-star Rory, Steiny and our championship leader KXI. Those are the 4 still in contention, and those are the 4 that will matter where they finish for the title. 4-star and Rory have quite a way to make up, but actually they're not stupidly far behind. There's no reason why they couldn't win it. They would need certainly at least one rather poor result from KXI. But as we saw last week, anything could happen. The last lap, KXI spun out. As a result, back here still having to fight for his hardest. That wouldn't have won in the championship if he'd finished where he was. It certainly would have made him a lot safer. So just 4 drivers out on track for the moment. Another Mercedes leaving the pit lane. Rizifi, Super Chinese, KXI and then 4-star. I'd assume that's Jay Wills leaving the pit lane now. Yep, Jay Wills. So here we go, Rizifi starting the first lap of Q1. Going to have to contend with getting round Jamie Robertson in a moment. These drivers fairly good, staying out of the way. Actually giving it a little bit of a tow, whether deliberately or accidentally. So of course, purple sectors for our first man out on track. Keep an eye, the driver behind on a lap. I think it may actually be KXI. We'll jump onto him afterwards. See what our championship leader can set in terms of the qualifying lap. Although De Roy seems to be our strongest qualifier. Actually was the strongest qualifier across the entire league in November. All 4 tiers, he came out on top. I think it was something like 2 poles and 2 second positions. Recife 31.6, while Super Chinese a 33.1. I think that's Jay Wills going for a spin into turn 1. No, just his teammate coming out the pit lane. KXI a 33 flat. Going to want to try and improve that one, I think. But not too bad for the moment. 4-star somewhere invalidated his lap. So Jay Wills will be the next driver to set a lap in Q1. Having a bit of a moment there, catching it though. .32.8, quite a wide split of times, certainly compared to usual with this tier. Used to being remarkably close, a bit more of a split around this track. Certainly compared to the insanity that was the Bahrain qualifying, 31.9 from Jamie Robertson. Captain Nick goes 4th fastest, Super Chinese going into the pit lane. Jay Wills 2/10 up in his first sector. As De Roy, our fastest qualifier from what we've seen in the last few races, just starting his first lap. M. Hobbsy will be next to the line. And he's up to 3rd. 31.9 for him. 12 thousandths behind Jamie Robertson. As Cal Cohen goes 5th fastest. I think 4-star about to set a lap. Yep, 33.1, so he's going to want to try and improve that one. There's Apollo a 32.8. 4-star while watch out. Oh, Jay Wills wide on the last corner. Doesn't invalidate his next lap, although it wasn't an improvement anyway, so not too bad. But not full throttle, so he will now be on an in-lap. Jamie Robertson is on an in-lap. There's Hobbsy to try and find a drive on a lap. De Roy should be a good one to watch. There we go, straight to the front for him. 31 flat, well over half a second ahead of any other driver. Oh, Hobbsy into the pit lane. Elias Safu, next man to set a lap. Now, he's not been too bad in qualifying, turning a bit early there, having to turn back and turn again, but not bad for the Ferrari driver, 31.7. As Krishna goes up to 4th position, 31.8. Well, for anyone interested, it is due to be a full dry race and qualifying sessions from what I've heard. So a few yellow sectors about, which almost certainly just drivers going slow, letting others through on a warm-up or cool-down lap. Warrior Huntsman, 9th fastest for the moment, 32.4. That time possibly quick enough to get him through to Q3, though not certainly. Carl now just starting his lap off. This is DeRoy coming round. Did he improve? Ah no, had another slow lap and now for another quick lap. Hello Nathan. So, Chloe PR up into 8th position for him. Now Steiny invalidating his first lap. Going round against. Very important for him to get through. Probably Q3. It's the closest to catching up with KXI, just 28 points behind. And what is a 40 points for a win system. KXI does the best he can in this race. He can't guarantee to drop Steiny. He can drop 4-star and Roy behind. Much larger gap to those two drivers. Ziffi retiring in the pit lane, happy with his lap. Don't think that decision will come back to bite him. Seems like he's got a large enough gap. In fact, over a 2-second spread in the field, much larger than last week. So Steiny at a guess, it's going to be around about 32 flats. I'll stick it at I'll say 7th. 3rd, oh no. 31.6 for him, and that's him, I suspect, safe. Just trying to see. Jay Wills, looks like he is going to be improving, despite the fact his tyres now 5 laps old. With a 32.3 on them. Can't have too much more on those tyres. Carl is going into the pit lane, as is the driver behind him. Captain Nick, not a driver who I think raced last week. Assuming all goes perfectly for both drivers, Hamilton, however, assuming that as Captain Nick into 13th is a bit brave given what we've seen. If Hamilton has the luck that Verstappen had in the first half of the season, then it's Verstappen's to win. So, currently Super Chinese, Apollo and 4-star need to improve their time. 4-star's an important one. 3rd in the championship, 50 points behind KXI. Needs to gain at least 10 points on KXI if he wants to stand a chance of getting the championship next round. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Jeddah goes. Something stupid like 78% of the track is full throttle. It's a purple middle sector for Deluxie there. 8th for Deluxe. Probably safe at that time, but the times are starting to close up a bit now. Just one driver yet to set a lap, Marty. I think Captain Nick could probably make it into Q2. Not so sure about Q3. Marty's one driver I would suspect to get into Q3, showing very good qualifying pace. Not quite as fast as drawing qualifying, but certainly near the front end of the grid. Although, having said that, mistake there. And even despite that mistake, up into 7th position for him with 31.7. And quite possibly safe with that lap, despite the massive mistake at the end. The rest of it must have been an absolute monster of a lap. Apollo 6.5 tenths up. 6.5 tenths putting him round about 14th position. Gonna have to get a few more to move up any more. Okay, he had a very good last sector and gained half a second in this previous lap. Must have been a mistake there. 4-star, currently the driver at the back. Really needing a good result here if he wants to consider winning the championship. But certainly fighting for P2 or 3. So round the last corner, and he's still slowest. 33 flat, not able to gain any positions. There's free fall up into 6th position, knocking Warrior Huntsman down into the bottom 5. Trying to see who's going to be the next driver. Keep an eye on KXI. Currently improving, though suspect not with a quick enough time to go through. Seems holding out till next lap to go for anything. Club PR, purple middle sector shown for him. There's Apollo retiring from 7th position. Now Deluxe has retired in the pit lane with a 31.9. As Club PR goes into 10th position. Right, so just half a minute left. Don't think Hobbs going to make it to the... You going to make it to the start line? No, I don't think he will. So I don't believe Hobbs can improve his lap. KXI about a 10th down in his first sector. So he's going to have to push in the other ones. So Warrior Huntsman is definitely knocked out of, well, qualifying, will not be advancing to Q2. As J Will's nearly half a second green, and that looks at putting him safely, maybe even in the top 10. Nick has invalidated this lap and then nearly spun anyway, so he will not be making it through into Q2. J Will's across the line and he's up to 6th position. He is safe. 4-star's gone for a spin. 4-star won't be advancing either. KXI up to 3rd position with his lap. It is now Super Chinese versus M. Hobbsy. Currently a 10th up on his previous lap, but it's a long, long way to go. Needing 3/4 of a second here. 7, maybe, well, nearer to 8th tenths actually. And he does gain half a second, but all that does is close the gap and get him up to 18th position. Yeah, forced up. Not at all ideal for him. He needs some good strategies to work his way through the field. I think he's always been far more of a racer than a qualifier. So we'll see what magic he can pull during the race. As Deroy once again tops the qualifying sessions. KXI jumping from that cut-off zone up to 3rd position, right when he needed it. So here we go. Over 3.5 tenths Deroy has to the rest of the field, though very, very close. I mean, look how close it is from Steiny. Missing out by, what's that, 72 thousandths Cal Cohen. Within a second of the fastest time and still not enough. In fact, within half a second of the 4th fastest time. So the field did end up closing up like we used to. It just took drivers a while to get into their groove and get some good laps down. So Deroy already going out on track on his mediums, as is Apollo, Rizzifi, Clerpiar, Rizzifi just sneaking ahead. I think Apollo's the first one out on track though. Taking the Alonso line. So it looks to be roughly a 50-50 split. I think we've got one more driver on the mediums than on the softs. So Apollo, plenty of wiggles to try and warm up his tyres, get them activated before he starts his lap. Is he trying to let Deroy through? Yes, he is. So Deroy will be our first man to start a lap. Not quite sure why Apollo's waiting. So given how close we saw Q1 to be, I think driver is really going to struggle to get the mediums through to Q3. There's a man who can do it. It's Deroy. Drivers like Marty also stand a good chance. Looks to be a very nice lap so far. So just one corner to go. Seeing what times are good. And that on the mediums seems to be a very good time. Clerpiart 4/10ths back. Apollo nearly a second back, 9/10ths behind Clerpiart on the same tyres. Jamie Robinson on the softs can't even beat DeRoy. KXI only into 4th position. And Jay Wills, slow lap from him. So Deluxey, 7th for him. Though with only 8 drivers having set laps. Gonna want to try and improve that. Apollo 1:31.6. It's not too bad of a lap. But a lot of the field was around that kind of time in the previous session. Suspect faster times. This session 32.1 from him. Marty now starting his lap. We'll hop on board Krishna. And that's Krishna starting his lap. Getting some support from Ferg, one of our Tier 1 drivers. They're not due to start their qualifying for another half hour. Ziffy not improving his lap. I think we've got drivers entering the pit lane. Marty though coming around the last bend now. He's going to set a very, very slow time. Must have been a mistake there somewhere, but I'm sure now going for a faster lap. It's Krishna up with a couple corners left. There we go, up to 3rd for him. 31.5. Nelly Safford to come into the pit lane. Steiny, the purple middle sector. I think if there's one driver I wanted to see get a win out of the last 2 races, it is Krishna. Small mistake there by Steiny, not too bad of a time. He's right in amongst all those guys with 31.6. Four of them currently. Is that DeRoy? Oh no, the Ferrari. Ziffy going round again. Not improving his lap. Krishna looks to be improving slightly though, only a 10th. But that 10th could put him up into 2nd position. Now, while it may look like he is safe, once everyone switches over onto the softs, which is what we normally see. Oh no, a mistake. Luckily no tyre lost. Sadly, a good lap is lost. Front wing still intact, but see him now come into the pit lane. Wait to see if his medium time was enough, or if we'll have to go around again on the soft tyres to make it through to Q3. Not sure if there are any drivers currently on a lap. Steiny and Freefall about to be on a lap. Deluxey on an out lap, as is Carl. So yeah, 4 drivers about to start laps. Steiny, our current championship P2, being the first of them. Closed down the points towards KXI last race, although a lot of that is thanks to the incident with J Wills. But now it's just up to him to perform as well as he can. Even with 2 P1s and 2 fastest laps, it won't be enough for him to get the championship. So just needs to do his best and hope Roy makes a few mistakes. Always himself makes a mistake, catches the curb. That's going to slow his lap down. I think this is him pulling out of the lap. Yep. KXI behind him on an out lap, as is DeRoy. Deluxey then himself 7/10 up. Of course, that is against his time on the mediums. And the fastest lap for him, a 31.4, jumping ahead of DeRoy on his lap. As Carl, a 30.9, I believe the fastest time we've seen so far today. And that time should be enough to guarantee him getting through. Slightly missing the apex there for KXI. So KXI previous lap was also set on the soft tyres, and this time drastically improving his time, a 31.2. He'll be happy with that lap. Not faster than Carl's lap, still a very, very decent one nonetheless. Trying to find who we have next to set a lap. I think Freefall's going to be the next man to get to the line. So far, a very, very close amongst the middle drivers. I say the middle drivers. So little separating them. Ooh, a mistake by Freefall. Manages to catch it fairly well. But that'll cost him some time. The only driver yet to set a lap, although Marty's lap, not really a proper one. So Freefall across the line with a 32.4. He's going to need to improve that one. KXI himself on a slow lap. Deroy letting Ferrari pass him. This KXI is coming into the pit lane. Suspect happy with his lap. Steiny just starting his lap. Trying to find which driver is going to be crossing the line. Nelu Safu still on the mediums. I guess the strategy he prefers, improving his time but not gaining any positions. And the fact he's slowing down now, he will not be improving his time. Maybe caught out by the almost lobby-wide tyre change. Apollo's gone out way too late. Hopefully he doesn't get in any driver's way. He himself unable to set another lap. He will also be knocked out. So that's both Nelu Safu and Apollo will not be going through. Freefall now trying to improve his lap. Now we know his mistake was in the last sector. I think he's actually just got time to go around for another one. He doesn't really have the ERS for it. Up to 8th position for him. Not sure if he's going to be safe at that time or not. Steiny's got a 10.5 on his medium time. And that's Jay Wills just behind him. Jay Wills definitely in improvement. Even on the softs, 14th position currently for him. So Steiny up to 2nd, 31 flat. Jay Wills only a 32 flat. Another driver not going through. It's now Marty and M. Hobbsy. M. Hobbsy were the first of the two of them to the line. And he's up to 3rd position, although did go very wide in the last corner. Marty up to 6th. So now Nelu Safu we know can't get through. Neither can Freefall and neither can Krishna. So that is our bottom 5. Krishna, Freefall, Nelu Safu, Jay Wills and Apollo. Clerpiar just scraping through. Krishna just missing out. Even on the medium tyres, only Deroy was able to get through on the mediums. And we'll have that advantage starting the race. All the AI cars just driving around. Just waiting for him. Oh wait, no, Freefall's still out on track actually, isn't he? Ah, there we go. On to Q3. So here we go, Carl with our fastest lap, 30.9. Not much separating the field at all. 6 tenths, still too far back. A mighty effort by Krishna on the medium tyres, not quite enough to get him through. Freefall just missing out by 13 thousandths. Then a bit of a bigger gap. Sorry, no, Krishna. I looked between the two times. Never mind. Krishna missing out by just over a tenth. Krishna Yeah, 13 thousandths ahead of free fall. But close times. So here we go now for the last session. Deluxe, Jamie Robertson, Recife, Clerpiart, all already going out. Suspect. Which car will it be? Looks like it's Clerpiart who's got out first. So Clerpiart followed by Duroy. Wait, no, wrong car. Followed by Jamie Robertson. Followed then by Recife and Deluxe, and then Duroy. Steiny, Duroy and KXI all still in the mix of things in qualifying. 4-star's got a long way to come back from if he wants to stay in the championship run-ins. So those are the three I think we're going to be keeping our eyes on the most. But Duroy is sufficiently far back, he would need, I think, 2 P3s in order to get ahead of KXI, and that's assuming KXI gets no points over the next 2 races. Whilst Duroy's pace seemed to increase throughout the season, certainly his qualifying pace. But here we go, let's see if this is anything near as close as Bahrain last round. As Clerpiart starts off the first Q3 lap. Entire field now out of the pit lane. Now there's a chance some drivers may be working together for slipstream, although I don't suspect we'll see any of the championship rivals doing so. Clerpiart 2 sectors down. Don't think this lap too quick so far. Seen some 104s after the first 2 sectors. I think this will be looking about a mid 31. I guess a 31.4. 31.5 wasn't far off. Ooh, is that Jamie Robertson going for a spin or into the pit lane? Into the pit lane, it seems. May have cooked his tyres a bit much. It's Recife up to the front for him. Deluxe, then splitting the 2 drivers. Duroy is the next man to come round, and he's only up to second at 31.1 for him. Recife, I think, the fastest lap yet. KXI at 31.5. Marty just starting his lap now, so we'll jump on board with Steiny. up into second for him, a 31 flat. Hobbsy into the pit lane. Carl 7th. So the slowest time we've seen so far this session. Clerpiart invalidated his current lap. De Roy 3,000ths improvement after the first two sectors. I know he's going into the pit lane, as is Deluxey, and judging by his car's positioned, KXI. Marty behind though, yet to set a lap. We'll see what he can get his first lap to be. Setting, there we go, 1:30.5, and he will be happy with that lap. Jamie Robertson leaving the pit lane. Is Steiny on a lap? No. Is Kyle? Also no. Marty definitely isn't. The next man we'll see then setting a lap is Jamie Robertson, currently on his out lap. Yep. Currently over a second split between the field. I think those in the mid 31s, definitely going to see some improvement from them. I think it might be about a 50-50 split between 30s and 31s. Although that may come back to bite me, as these guys always seem to just find more time. As Jamie Robertson picks up the orange bollard. Hugging that corner. Himself yet to set a lap. The next driver's after him with Hobbsy and DeRoy. One yet to set a lap, the other possibly not too happy with this lap. We've seen DeRoy set faster times than that in both Q1 and Q2. Given Q3s when it matters most. Suspect. Definitely want to find more time there. It's not an amazing first two sectors, but not too bad. This looks at putting him around about 5th or 6th position. Comes around the final corner. Jamie Robertson, 9th position. 1:31.7. As Hobbsy's invalidated his lap. Jumping forward for DeRoy then. Still early on in his lap, 4,000ths improvement in the first sector. So De Roy, I suspect we'd see him jump into the top two here. Currently 2/10 green. 2/10 put him into third position. He used to double that to 4/10, I think, to find another one. Getting around those last two corners. Up to second for him, a 1:30.7. Oh my goodness, what? Steiny trying to get a bit of slipstream there. Three drivers all trying to stay out of the way of him at the same time. Jamie Robertson invalidating his current lap. That puts Claire PR as the next driver to set a lap then. Who 2/10 up after the first sector. Those 2/10 will plop him into fifth position. Oh. Oh, is that De Roy going for a spin or just... No, just slowing down. Claire PR, I think, both in this lap are going to make the next one count. Which puts Steiny as the next man to set a lap. No, it doesn't. He's also on a slow one. Which puts the KXI as the next man to set a lap. So the field currently with a decent amount of spread. There's a group of drivers there. I'm not sure if they're all going to make it to the line in time to start another lap. To KXI up into fourth position. Is Marty going to make it to the line to try and improve? Or is he going to have to hope his 30.5 is enough? He does make it to the line. Just a couple seconds to spare. Wait, no, he didn't make it to the line. Jamie Robertson, a mistake from him there. I think that turned what could have been a good lap into a not so good one. Yeah, he's now looking to pull into the pit lane and retire. How about Rizifu? 10th up in the first sector. But lost some of that time, now just half a 10th up after the second. Currently one of the better times. Ooh, going for a spin on the last corner. Invalidating his lap, then improving, then crashing. Claire PR does improve, does not gain any positions. Hobbs is the next man. He goes up to 8th position. Steiny, the driver after, goes a bit wide, does not improve his time. Next driver for us is Carl. Does improve by half a second. Like, he went a bit wide there. KXI is not going to be improving. And neither is De Roy, so I think that concludes qualifying with Marty getting the pole position and De Roy in second. Those top three drivers there do seem to be the fastest at qualifying. KXI never seems to be the fastest, but he flatly refuses to not be near the front. So three guys who made it through to Q3 who are important to the championship, 2nd, 4th and 5th. But Marty started from that pole position, De Roy alongside him. Although with the long starting straight, it may not be Marty leading out of turn 1. Or turn 2 if you include that little tiny thing that does nothing. But then Rizifi, KXI, Steiny and Carl, Deluxey, Claire PR, Hobbsy and Jamie Robertson at the back. Well, set at the back, 10th position. Still in the top half of all the drivers. But yeah, a much larger spread than we had at Bahrain. The Aston Martin claiming that fastest time. Weren't any gaps too small between drivers. Those Stein and Carl fairly close there. So we'll see how it goes. Drivers shortly choosing their strategy. Once they are done with that, we will move on to the formation lap. And while the race is ongoing, I'll be plugging numbers in soon if the championship will be decided this race, or if it will go on to the final round at Interlagos. So there we go. That timer started to count down towards the formation lap. So we can see that Rory, the only man in the mediums in the top 10. Then Krishna Freefall, Nelu Safu, Jay Wills, Rory Huntsman and Captain Nick opting for the mediums outside the top 10. Polo, Cal Cohen, the Super Chinese for the softs, and 4-star from the back on the hards. He knows he needs to pull something. Oh, as immediately Super Chinese and Captain Nick have crashed into each other and been reset to the grid. It's been a while since I've seen that happen in this turn. So 4-star, starting from the back, needs to find a lot of positions if he wants to stay in championship contention. But even if he's not going into the championship, is it at risk of not getting 4th? Technically yes, but actually I think the top 4 is sufficiently far ahead of the rest of the field. It's very unlikely 4-star not be at least in the top 4 in the championship. There's Marty round the last corner to go into his grid slot. Any of these got a camera facing the other direction? No, okay. So here we go, the 5 lights are up and away they go. Quite a short hold on the lights there. Marty, a very good getaway. DeRoy a bit slow off the start though. He's under threat from KXI from behind. Looking like they might be going 3 wide here. KXI already up 1 position. Carl trying looking to go up the inside. The Ferrari Resifi having to go through that chicane there. Dropping back a few positions himself because of it. KXI trying to go around the outside of DeRoy. And he makes it stick. DeRoy though refusing to completely let go of the position. And KXI is through into second past DeRoy. Deluxey already up 3 positions himself. And we've got a yellow flag. It's Warrior Huntsman, the Super Chinese, possibly 4-star also in the mix of things. There's Apollo getting past freefall. And already Marty a 1.5 second lead. Likely due to the fighting between KXI and DeRoy. Carl looking for the move on Deluxey, using a lot of VRS to do so. Already less than 50% after just 1 lap. Leading him wide a little bit, going wide himself on the next corner. Steiny tempted to go for a move there, siding better of it. It's Marty already 2 second lead to KXI on the medium tyres. If the drivers finish in their current position, that would be great news for KXI. Super Chinese and 4-star into the pit lane. In fact, current finishing positions would make KXI Championship winner at the end of this race. There's still a long way to go. Actually, no massive ups or downs. Some drivers up or down 4 positions, but no more than that. Ferrari lifting on the outside of Deluxey, going for the cutback, and that was very nicely done by Resifi. Back past Deluxey after losing 3 positions. Part less spec due to going wide and having to go around the boards into turn 1. The 2 AlphaTauris together at the moment. So I think a mistake there by DeRoy allowed Carl to get through. Deluxey starting at the inside of Deluxey though. Him advancing up to 6th position. He needs as many places as he can to stay in the run-ins. Not quite close enough, I think. No, forced to back off. A better run through now at the inside. DeRoy though, forced to brake slightly early, just having the inside. Resifi holds it around the outside. Claim P4. Carl a good start though, up from 6th position into 3rd. But as I say, that goes deep. Loses some time to KXI. Got a battle going on for 19th position now. As that is a yellow flag, and that appears to be for Deluxey Krishna. And I think, is that one more? No, just Deluxey and Krishna. Krishna, no front wing at all there. I think some, yeah, minor damage front left end plate for Deluxey. We'll hop back on board with this lead group. Best of the rest. Marty's gone off, never to be seen again. Carl now up into 2nd position. Is, I think, another incident. This time Captain Nick's gone for a spin. As Cal Cohen from 8th position sets fastest lap. He is now up 8 positions. Oh, and that is Apollo gone round. Freefall gets myself some time penalties. Not sure what caused that, but Apollo has his entire front wing, which on a track like this probably means push too hard. Spun because of it. Oh, yep, wasn't careful on his hot tyres. Goes for another spin, loses a bit of front wing, and now he's going to have to pit. There's KXI and Rizifi battling away. Rizifi now on the inside. Does not seem like the type of driver to just surrender. I think... oh, goodness, and he's gone round. Nearly collecting Jamie Robertson there. If he guns the throttle, we can spin around avoiding all the other drivers, but decides to wait instead. And he's lost a lot of time there. Carl, because of that side-by-side, able to start pulling away from KXI, actually gaining on Marty further up. Droy from second down to 7th. Steiny himself up to 4th, just behind his championship rival. And this puts him in a slightly better position. Would still require a very good last race from him. And a pretty bad one from KXI. The more he can hold on here, better for the championship. Oh, was outgoing, goes for an adventurous move. I think seeing the aggression of a man who's gained, how many positions is it now? 10 positions. Cohen, I think we'll see a move done here. There's KXI back past Steiny. Yeah, Cal Cohen up into 5th position. KXI and Steiny side by side. Steiny tucking in behind. KXI holding the racing line. Steiny forced to lift a bit, not able to go as fast as he could. The right decision by KXI, very well driven for the two drivers. Right nose to tail, no contact between the two of them. Though Steiny with a much, much healthier ERS level. It's Krishnaseth's fastest lap. And moves up into 16th position, past Super Chinese on the main straight. Small moment there by Steiny. Further down the order, Freefall's gone for a spin. Gonna have to be careful on his hot tyres. We might see Rizifi go for something here. DeRoy's also made a mistake, it seems. Yeah, at the start of the 3rd sector, and be careful Warrior Huntsman. Can you see any front wing damage? Well, not to get to the chicane. No, it seems a few of the drivers near the front starting to pit. One of them being KXI. Cal Cohen now up 12 position from where he started. Oh, and that's a safety car. Marty spun round into the wall and he's lost a tyre. That is Marty out of this race, our pole sitter. And that's going to cause a bit of an upset. Those who just pit now at a disadvantage. And this is good for those who stayed out one more lap. Especially Steiny, we'll see where he comes out. That's not particularly ideal. Spun under the safety car. Just going to watch that back. What did he do? I think he just put his foot down too hard. Now into the pit lane. Is he going to change onto, I guess, hard or medium tyres? And Steiny given 5-second penalty for that collision with Hobbsy just ahead of him. Captain Nick choosing not to pit. Neither have the top 3 drivers, Elusafu, J. Wills or Freefall. And there's Steiny on our right. And here's KXI staying ahead. That spin costing KXI, costing Steiny, staying ahead of his championship rival. And he will be completely kicking himself for that one. So current finishing positions, KXI gains 2 points on Steiny, brings the gap up to 30. Oh, did he spin him? It seemed quite unlikely for Geroy to go for a spin. It's not something he normally does. Guess I'll see in the driver reports later. So there's a chance next round, if it comes right down to the wire, whoever announces as the champion, I'm going to have to very clearly put the word provisional around if there's any incidents they're involved in. Seems most drivers now are catching up. The majority on the mediums, a couple on the softs, a couple on the hards. 4 drivers on the tyres they started with. Apollo deciding it is a good idea to cut the first chicane under safety car and get some penalty. Let's have a look at the penalties actually. A lot of ones from collisions. I know we saw Steiny get his, giving Hobbsy a tap on the rear. I think actually gave Hobbsy 5 seconds as well, so his are probably going to be removed. Not particularly sure what Super Chinese did. But there we go, there's that safety car in this lap. Now Elusafu will start to hold up the field. Choose when to put his foot down. Jay Wills, the driver behind him. If anyone who saw last week's race, the driver who spun to Roy around on the last lap and incurred the largest penalty we give, 15 seconds, and rather a lot of penalty points. Hello Safu, still not going. Oh goodness, that might, no, didn't trip the field. Really leaving it until the last second, I think almost too late. Didn't really give himself to accelerate before the start line. Already though, Carl looking to get past freefall. The inside hasn't happened. Yes, it has. Carl is up into P2 and he's able to hold it. Obviously past Clerpiard also. Clerpiard going for a spin. And he's out of front wing. Captain Nick already a large gap to Calcoen in 5th position, with Kegsai and Steiny behind. Not sure how long he intends to hold them. I'm not sure the two Williams tend to work together or not. Steiny looking for the move, not able to get it, bounces off the wall there. Apollo getting more penalties, now up to 6 seconds. Kegsai using his ERS, Steiny saving it. Captain Nick going deep, Kegsai going around the outside. Oh, Steiny taps him, gets spun and gets saved by his teammate accidentally. Does lose a couple of positions as Warrior Huntsman also goes round. And oh my goodness, everyone's going off and crashing. I'm not really sure who caused what there. I think lots of drivers just on slightly colder tyres or fresher tyres. Mistakes being made all over the place. Cohen on J Wills into turn 1. Makes it work. Further down the order, Roy goes for a spin. I think that was contact with Steiny. Few drivers going into the pit lane. Not seen any overtakes just yet. Steiny, a lot of ground to make up after whatever you want to call what just happened. Lots and lots of drivers making mistakes there. I think Captain Nick went first. Steiny tagged him, caught by Jamie Robinson, his teammate. Was it Warrior Huntsman or Deluxe that went around the outside, spun then himself, catching Steiny? There's Jamie Robertson, past Captain Nick. Oh, and Krishna going for a very aggressive move, actually, surprisingly. Neither driver crashing. 3 drivers, all neck and tail hit. Krishna alongside Ziffy with a nice view of the battle. Krishna has the advantage on fresh, soft tyres. Captain Nick won't be able to do too much here, of course, still on the mediums he started with. Further up the order, Cal Cohen past Nelly Safi for 3rd position. KXI still chilling in 6th position. Ferrari catching the curb there for a bit of a slide, but holding it in the end. As does Captain Nick. Now going to encourage Steiny to go for the move. And yep, Steiny up into 10th position. Apollo getting even more penalties. I don't know which corner he's doing this on, but he seems to be trying to get some every lap. Captain Nick staying behind. Russia, not an easy track to save your ERS on. Jamie Robertson going for the an adventurous interpretation of track limits, yielding the position, forced to slow down to avoid contact there. So the penalties starting to appear more throughout the field. KXI on the outside, they're 2x2 for the moment. What order they go through? Krishna, KXI, Jamie Robertson still side by side with Razifi. Razifi getting it around the outside. No, he's between the two AlphaTauris, stays behind Jamie Robertson. No one, I believe, changing order other than Krishna getting KXI from earlier on the straight. Krishna now looking to go up the inside of freefall, makes it work on his newer soft tyres again. Seem to be working for him for the moment. Who is that? That is Razifi. And he's gone for a spin on the second last corner. Krishna though past Jay Wills, another position gained for him. On a very good charge is Razifi. I believe pit lane retirement. Jay Wills incurring some penalties. Where's 4-star? Currently 13th position. Ooh, Apollo. I think quite possibly saved by De Roy there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that one's on him. Apollo having a couple moments back to back. Just saving the first one with the assistance of De Roy. The second one, much bigger. Not able to prevent himself going round. And that is a safety car, and that is Claire PR bringing it out. First chicane going for a crash there. Now the guys on the older tyres will be coming into the pit lane. Very much paying off for them. Jamie Robertson not going into the pit lane. Neither has Cal Cohen or Kyle up front. I think. Yeah, Jamie Robertson, the next man. Is 4-star staying out? I believe he has done. Yep, he's jumped all the guys in the pit lane. Anybody else? Not sure what these guys are doing. Nope. Obviously letting Apollo through. No, just 13 laps to go with at least 2 of them under safety car. So we'll say 11 laps of racing left. Softs may be viable to the end. I think what a lot of drivers are hoping for. Certainly don't think we'll see many on fresh hard tyres. There's only one driver option for the mediums. But these front 4 all on older mediums. Capable of going to the end. I think the right tactical decision, especially for 4-star. So 4-star is 4th, KXI 9th, Steiny 11th, and De Roy 14th. Now the guys on mediums are going to be swallowed up guys in the softs, it's how long can they fight. Likely going to want to be working together here. Oh, it's really, really going to struggle. So it's still sitting behind the safety car. I think it'll come in this lap. Still got 3 drivers to catch up with it. They don't look too far behind though. So I think Super Chinese may be making a mistake here. Going to be hard to fight full positions. Though Apollo pitting, does he need a new front wing? Or does he feel like holding the safety car up for another lap for his teammate? Just feels like a change of soft tyres, it seems. Don't know if they went for a spin. But that might mean we only have 10 laps of racing. Now up to 9 seconds of penalties. All the guys who had 5 seconds have served them. Right. 3 of the top 4 cars Honda powered. Where's the other one? Down in 11th. So yeah, we are going round another lap behind the safety car. Racing will restart on lap 18, meaning 10 laps of racing. Actually, hang on. Quickly work out. Current finishing positions: 4-star 23, KXI 10, 13-point gain. Actually, that's not even enough to keep him in with a chance. The championship. Or is it? Oh no, it would be. Yeah, current finishing positions: 4-star, just still in the championship fight. Draw wouldn't be. Steiny would be, but neither of them would be in a favourable position. 22 points between the two of them, so that will plop. Actually, that would really close the gap between 4-star and Steiny. But here we go, Carl deciding when to go. And he's gone. Carl Cohen kind of just forgetting to put his foot down there on the last corner. 4-star, however, not so much. Keep an eye on the Ferrari. First of the soft runners. Already one medium driver claimed. Krishna also going for the move. 4-star, yeah, not able to hold around the outside. These fresh soft tyres just faster. 4-star going deep. That might open the door for free fall. No, not just yet. Suspect we may see something on the large back straight though. Freefall going a bit wide on the exit. Sorry, 4-star going a bit wide on the exit. Freefall already gaining time. That thing is close enough though. That's Apollo's gone round further back down the order. Now, let's see. Nelly Safi's going to gain another position here. Is he close enough? Contact. Nelu Safu not able to get through, and actually Krishna taking the opportunity to get through. Apollo retiring in the pit lane. Oh my, what happened to Nelu Safu there? And that's him going from what was quite possibly a win if he could get past all the guys in the mediums, down to the last of the guys still racing. Battle going on here. 4-star holding it on the outside of J Wheels. Ooh. I think you're going to have to give that one back. Somewhat 3 wide Steiny though. Taking the opportunity. J Wheels, whether deliberately or not, letting 4-star back through. Allowing both 4-star and Steiny to get through. As DRS now enabled. The front 4 drivers, bit of a got a bit of a lead, 2 seconds. KXI going for a move on J Wills. Is that Deluxe with a pit lane retirement, or is that a crash on the last corner? I didn't see. Very, very close group of them here. Actually, the front 4 pulling away from freefall at the moment. Krishna side by side with Carl. Gets the move done up to P2. The driver leading those in the soft strategy. Is that contact between 4-star and Jamie Robertson? Well, one Captain Nick's gone for a spin as well. I think it was. Both of them really dropped down. Oh, his tyres are definitely warm. There's a very high chance we're about to see pit lane retirement. As Krishna through into the lead. Free fall under the threat from Steiny behind him. Steiny will be glad to have a gap to KXI. No, Jamie Robson and 4-star both pitting for some fresh tyres. Both opting for the soft. DeRoy past his teammate. So Steiny wants every point he can get here. 28 points behind KXI with 2 rounds to go. Ideally, he wants to be gaining 14 points a round. That does not seem like it's going to happen at the moment. This round. But it's certainly not impossible. Yeah, because there's only 6 points difference between 4th and 6th position. As Krishna from the lead sets the fastest lap. In Super Chinese, massive amounts of overspeed on the soft tyres. Past KXI into 6th position. KXI now in the threat behind from DeRoy, trying to hold it around the outsides. DeRoy looks far enough ahead, yep, to stay ahead. KXI down 2 positions, just a few corners. These two on the medium, 2nd and 3rd, currently fighting away. Would say the job is to try and distance Steiny and fight later, but actually the gap does seem to be increasing slightly. It's Cal Cohen through into P2. Oh, Carl nearly losing the car a lot throughout that corner. Does a good job of holding it. And all this fighting. Did he let him back through? I'm not sure if it's considered an illegal overtake or if he felt it was unfair. But this great for both Krishna and Steiny. A long, long way back. But gaining a lot of time. Ooh, okay. Like he moved twice there, so I'm not sure what happened if reported. We'll see. Hop on board with this battle for 6th position ongoing. Cal Cohen up to 2nd. And yes, Steiny's got back onto them. They had a 3-second gap to him, and all that fighting allowed Krishna to pull away, allowed Steiny to catch up on the soft tyres. And this very, very good for Steiny. So I think we might see a Haskett overtaking here. Steiny masses more ERS, DRS working for him. Too far back though, saving his ERS. He needs to try and use his tyres while they're still fairly fresh soft tyres. Drawing Super Chinese going for a bit of side by side. Super Chinese interestingly opted for the mediums at the restart, and I thought that was a silly decision, but actually he held his places near the start and is now making them work rather well. There's Carl Cohen pulling away from Carl. He's driving defensively. Steiny nearly going for a spin there, catching it. And without losing too much speed as well. And now this looks like a very possible overtaking point. Steiny on the outside. Yep, he's through. Up into P3. Carl had penalties, so he wasn't going to be getting on the podium anyway. That allows Steiny to have a go at Carl Cohen. Meanwhile, Krishna with 3 laps to go. 5-second lead. Can really afford to play it safe here as long as he doesn't get himself any penalties. If he's playing it safe, he shouldn't. You know what, KXI needs to try and find some more positions if he can. Finishing even just 3rd and 8th for Steiny and KXI, that is a gain of 16 points, which is more than half of the gap. Internally I'm cheering him on more than you, Jacob, but I don't want to cause commentators curse. Is that Carl Cohen letting Steiny through, or is that just the line he chose to take? I'm very unsure. I think Carl Cohen may have let him through. And all of a sudden, the championship is looking like it's going to be so much closer heading into next race. The 21-point gain currently going to be got by Steiny on KXI. That would bring the gap down to just 7 points. I don't think any of the drivers ahead have enough of a penalty for it to make a difference. Captain Nick from the back in 3 seconds of penalties. There's Krishna with 1 lap to go. He has a 6-second lead. And this is looking very, very good for him. Roy on free fall. And he's got past him. Would have got past him anyway on penalties. It's always nice to do it on track. Just half a lap left to go. Trying to work out, I think DeRoy is, yeah, close enough to get P4. That Lusafra going for a send and Warrior Huntsman there, only just catching the end of it. Looks like J Will's also going to be going for a move on KXI. Oh, wrong button. And he does get past him. But here is the sight I have wanted to see all season. Krishna coming around the last corner to get the win at round 14. Deserved more than any other driver on the grid. It is so nice to see him up there. Steiny getting that P2, great for the championship. Calcoen P3, DeRoy P4, just missing out there. Carl 5th, KXI. Now he's dropped a position somewhere, but gets it back on penalties. P8 for him. And that brings championship gap down to just 7 points. It's J Will's 8th. Sorry, 9th. I don't know why I said 8th. 4-star. Going to get Jamie Robinson the penalties anyway. But I think this knocks certainly Forcer out of championship contention. I believe it also knocks DeRoy out of championship contention. Captain Nick doing a nice little wiggle press at the end. Yeah, so it is now just a 2-horse race between KXI and Steiny. 7 points between them going into the last race. Which coincidentally just so happens to be the gap between first and second in terms of number of points. So I'll make sure I know what the countback is in case they do tie, because it is looking very possible. But Krishna finally this season getting a win. Suffered so much throughout the season. I think there's been at least 2 opportunities you could have got a win, but currently sitting on 10 points, and he gets fastest lap as well. So this quadruples his score for this season. Was bottom of the championship, I think immediately shoots up to 16th if I can do maths. Which, while that might not seem like a lot, that is still huge and so nice to see from him. I will try and get guys on the podium in for a post-race interview quickly. Also, I've forgotten who came third. Calcoen. So what an end to the race. With just 1 round left, 7 points separating our top 2 drivers. KXI leading, Steiny not at all far behind. I will quickly sort out the party just in case. Say yes. Hello, hello. Congratulations. It is so nice to see you, especially on the top step of the podium. Very, very much deserved. Hello. Can I get you guys to quickly check in your, you got your audio sharing on in the party settings? Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, so first off, Krishna getting a win. Waited for that for a long time. You nearly had a few wins this season and always kind of seemed to make a mistake or something, but it finally happened. And then Steiny, I don't know if you've yet done the maths, but you are now 7 points behind KXI by my calculations. Yeah, 7 points between first and second place. So for you to end up 1-2 with you getting the win, then it's same points. And then Calcoen, I think this is the first time you've got a podium this season. So. Oh, I've just realised why. I'm really stupid. Okay. Right, okay, you can now hear them, Werbs. Or hopefully, yeah, assuming they have their end done.
Yeah, I really can't believe I messed up.
Yeah.
That was a tight battle at the end, Calcon. And you wanted to give me... Did you want to steal my DRS at the end, or why did you slow down? And I thought I was behind you at the DRS line, but then you actually got it, and I was like, wait, where is the DRS line? So, yeah, I focused on my exit, and then you came back, so...
Yeah, Carl was just right behind me, so I had to, like, get a tight line into the the penultimate corner, and
yeah. But that car wasn't really important at the end because he had 3 seconds time penalty. Not too sure if he would have been able to get rid of that.
I want to really like get it on track, you know.
Yeah, of course you have to.
Yeah.
This is where it counts.
Like it's not the same if you like go up because of the penalty, like, you know.
Yeah.
It feels better to just on track, just get the podium.
Yeah, congrats to all of you, Calcone for a second podium, Steiny for really bringing the championship closer, and Krishna on finally getting a win. And, of course, a very good result. I think you make your score 5 times bigger than it was before. So
not only that, it's what do you get for a win? 40 points?
40 points, plus fastest laps at 41 for you, actually.
So, yeah, then I'm more than... Like that's 400% increase. I think I have 7 points to now or something.
You currently have 10 points, and you now have 51.
Okay. Yeah,
so 10 to 51's a bit of an increase.
Yeah. I had many races where I could have been on the podium already. So
yeah. No, certainly from my point of view, nice to see it happen.
Thanks, man. I'm just so relieved. You can't imagine. Racing in Cone since season 1, race 3, not a podium yet in a single race, and then
Yeah, well deserved. And it was about time. Like last race we had Luxi, finally the W, and now it was Krishna's time, and well deserved.
Wasn't that his second win?
It was his second, yeah.
He won Silverstone, I think. Yeah. But yeah, Interlagos next, Steiny, especially important for you. How's that track?
I mean, it's good fun, but you can barely make any mistakes. It's going to be extremely close in qualifying, and a short track, very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for me because I'm still getting used to no ABS. On that track, very tricky. But yeah, 7 points, man. I'm gonna push as hard as I can. I really want to win the championship, and cake size making my life very difficult.
How many races are there to go?
One. There's one round and there's 7 points between them.
7 points different, 1 race to go. This is gonna go down to
I'm pretty sure 4-star and...
Who will win if it's tied? Who won more races?
I haven't worked it out yet. I'll do that now actually quickly.
Like let's say Luca wins the race in case I get second, and it's getting good maths to do.
I need to get if I win the race plus a fastest lap, that is a 7 points difference to an 8 points difference to P2.
Right. So currently Steiny has 1 more win than KXI. So if you do tie, then Steiny's going to have it because, KXI can't win and get the tie. So if you do tie on points, Steiny is the championship winner. But
yeah, tricky. It's going to be very, very sketchy, but
because
with
let's hope for it to be a dry race. Don't want to have it rain affected for the finale.
Yeah, please no.
I mean, it would make it more exciting.
Yeah, for us, yes. For Steiny,
not really for me.
No, actually, the interesting thing, if we're going to have Marty, Rizifi, and DeRoy, they're probably going to be certainly all in the top 5 in qualifying. So they're going to mess with you two, who I imagine are going to spend most of your time practicing. But
I'm gonna do a little bit of practice, yeah. I'm gonna lie, but of course I'm not gonna share my strategies here on stream.
Yeah, it should be a very, very good last race of the season.
Yeah, can't wait for it.
Yeah, thank you guys once again, well done. I will let you go celebrate your win. You're closing down the championship, and Cal Cohen, your second podium of the season.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, GG.
GG, Cal Cohen.
Yeah, well done to you guys as well. Great strategy.
To those people still watching, go watch Tier 1. I think they're starting their race about now.
They are lap 5.
Oh, right. Oh, they're on a wet race. Definitely go watch that then.
Yeah, they have a wet race, and it's rain from P1 to P16, so nice race to watch.
Nice.
Yeah, right. I'll end the stream then. So thank you guys for watching. Go watch Tier 1. But for me, goodbye till next week when the championship will be very, very closely decided.